this. Ready to do it? Because Jack's ready to party. And let's see if we are live. 1, 2, ready, go. Nice job, Wally. Let's see if we're live. Let me check. I didn't want to miss that moment. You guys were crushing. And Jack's on the drums. Let's see if we're live. All right, ready? Let's do it again.
Okay.
Where's that? Will you grab his drum for him? It's right there. Okay, we're the Vonsmiths family band here. Why don't you move over a little so that grab Jack's drum again. He just threw it. All right, ready, Wally? Stand right there. Perfect. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Nice job, everybody. All right, we're live.
Great.
Come on in, everyone. So Jack is on the drums. Charlie's on the xylophone. Charlie, you want to come over here and sit on your bucket?
Well, yeah, you got your bucket ready, and then can you use your table again?
Yeah, totally. All right. Hi, everyone. We're going to do an evening stream tonight. This is Maestro Walter, and of course, the beautiful Amy.
I'm Scorpion Bear.
Today he's playing Scorpion Bear. No, violin Scorpion Bear.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have let's see, we got Jack on the drums, and Charlie is on the xylophone. Charlie, you on the xylophone?
Yeah.
Let me see your xylophone.
He's Octopus Bear.
Are you Octopus Bear? Okay, cool. So now we're about to jam a total song. Does anyone have any requests? We're taking.
Requests.
Yeah, that was a joke I was gonna do. I was gonna say the only request we will be taking is Twinkle Twinkle.
And I have a request.
And Canon and D. You want to start with Canon and D? Really blow everyone's mind.
Ready, Wally? Yeah.
Will you show them the right fingering?
We were just working on it downstairs.
I can't wait. All right, Charlie, remember, you're on the xylophone.
Yeah.
Jack, you're on the drums. All right, here we go. Ready?
We'll on the violin.
Ready, go.
Wait, ready, go. Nice groove, Charles. Yeah, Charlie. Nice job, Walter. Baby Jack, solo drum. Nice job, everybody. Great job. Everyone did great. All right, so now do you guys want to do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle.
Hey, Jack, great job on the drums. Charlie, high five. You did awesome. Great job, Charlie. Nice job, love. All right, ready? We're going to do Twinkle, Twinkle, and starting on A. You guys ready?
Should I do melody or go
I think you explore it a little bit.
Okay.
1, 2, ready, go. Nice job, everybody. All right. So those are our main songs. Would you? Yeah. How about this time we do Twinkle Twinkle? We are the Vonsmiths family. We will be doing Twinkle Twinkle, except with the Huckleberry Jello melody.
Okay.
You guys ready to really turn up the heat? Ready?
How dare you?
How dare you, Walter? Get ready. So Huckleberry Jello, you ready?
Huckleberry Jello, Huckleberry.
With Twinkle, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Jello, Huckleberry Jello, Huckleberry. Nice job, everybody. Everyone is crushing it. All right. Anybody have any requests? Charlie, what song do you want to hear? Do you want to do just me and Charlie real quick? Right, Charlie? That was great. All right, let's do Canon D one last time, and then we'll call it. What's your request, buddy?
So, be like this first if you want to play the violin.
Walter's going to teach you how to play the violin. Go ahead.
So, you stand like this, because that's you hold there. Stand like that. And then you put your feet like that, so you don't want to fall down.
That's right, buddy.
Stay like that. And then put one foot like this, or if you want to do the other foot, you can do that.
Excellent words. Now let's play Canon D one more time. Everybody wants to hear another one. Loving this. The hat makes the band. Charlie has one cool hat.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, everyone's loving your hat. Everyone's loving you too, Walter. Mama, you're crushing. All right, you guys ready for Canon D? You know the one you're starting on?
Yeah.
Let's really explore the space. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's hear that xylophone, Charles. There you go, Charlie. It's your... Everybody take a bow. That was the Vonsmiths family. Sitting here holding my little one watching this. This might be an overload of wholesomeness. Yeah. All right, so we have...
Jack just shook his head no. Like a major, like, I don't agree.
Jack, how's your drumming going, Jack?
He felt he was being drowned out.
All right, well, so that's our concert this evening. I'm going to read some letters.
I have to come back up for Jack.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Come on, Charlie.
Hey, Jack, you ready to play a song when they go downstairs? Jack, you ready? You guys can go ahead. request do you have, buddy?
So, you can also do this. You can also do this, but you can also do
What's that called?
a violin in the swing.
But what's it called when you pluck it? It's called pizzicato.
Pizzicato.
That's right. All right, great job, everybody. Wonderful work.
Oh, I also got my phone.
I know I started the stream a little earlier than I said I was going to, but it was because the vibe was just crushing. Hey, ready, Jack?
Good night.
Good night, buddy. Ready, Jack? Let's see that drum, buddy. You got it, Jack. Let me see you hit that drum. Yeah, buddy. How about this song, ready? You like that one, Jack? Mama's coming right back, buddy. All right, let me read these super chats while Amy comes back up to get our third born. So you guys feel free to rewind that later and listen to the Vonsmiths family concert. I know I jumped the gun a little, but that's what On Demand's all about. Hi, Big Bear. This is the first time I've sent you anything. I'd like to be verified as Unraveling Lab Coat Bear. Welcome. And receive the verification for heterosexual. My job is at risk next month because a corporate office refused my religious exemption to the V, so please pray for me that they will back off or I will find a new one soon. Indeed. And way to go for holding the line. Hi, Owen. I'm about to be effed for not... See? All right, thanks, love. You crushed it. But I feel hopeful. I released it's because I've seen this story before you 4 years ago. I know God will use this for his plan. Cheers, onward. Does anyone really quickly have any questions for Amy? She's right here. Amy, you want to answer any questions for the people? All right. Amy can't do the stream as much as she used to because we now have 3 kids and she's pregnant. But I know you guys really value her opinion on everything, and we're super grateful for all you that bought her towel. And so hit us in the Telegram chat right now if anybody has any questions about life or anything or cooking or anything for Amy. She's been crushing it lately. Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Thank you so much for all the support on Etsy. It was really awesome. I didn't think the towel would be such a hit, but
That towel's a big hit. How are you feeling right now? Like, how's the pregnancy going?
I'm out of breath, but I feel good. I think I'm moving out of the fatigue and nausea part, so that's good. Been starting to get more heartburn, but I was like, that means I'm moving out of the fatigue and nausea, so I'll take it.
Definitely. Are you excited to have our family be a band?
Yeah, it really is a dream come true. It's so cool.
How do you do your patience? How do you do it? Someone wants to know your patience.
My patience?
Yeah.
I pray for patience, and I don't do a good job of it every day, but on the days I'm not good, I try to really recognize it and take active steps to be better, whether it's taking a nap or getting everyone outside, just kind of changing up the routine.
Okad says thanks for the gift.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad it got there.
Heartburn means a girl, allegedly, says Berserker Bear.
Oh,
What?
interesting.
So do you think boy or girl, love? What's your thought?
I can't imagine having a girl at this point. I mean, I'm so used to boys and them just hitting me all day.
Jag, you what? Ready? Yeah. Can you do it? Yeah. He's a little sleepy. All right, girl. I got 2 towels for Christmas gifts. Thanks, 2 Acre ND Bear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So we.
Oh, and I don't know. I did post this, I think on Instagram. But if anybody's having a hard time reading the recipe on the towel, just message me on Etsy, and I can message you the printed out version, or like the typed out version, so you can print it off as if you want to make the bread. So I know some people have trouble reading cursive, and then to have it on the towel, I think it can be a little hard. But.
Yeah, hi, baby Jack. Blue eyes. Try some terp cut with Castro oil on the. There's my guy. Yeah. That's awesome. Any other words you have for the people, love? Tell me how you feel about learning the violin this year.
I'm so happy I had the opportunity to learn it. I've always wanted to learn it my whole life. I thought it was a beautiful instrument, and it's been really neat to learn it alongside Walter. And now to be able to just play with Owen while he's playing the piano, it's just kind of magical.
All right, cool. Well, I know you got places to be, so thanks, love. All right, everybody. I got some mail today. I thought we could do a nice piano stream. I can take requests. Just relax, unwind, just really feel good. Evening, BB. The older they get, the more freedom of movement. I can order the towel. Because my whole family's got a cold right now. We all have the same stuffy nose and cough, but it's just the seasonal transition situation. Sending song requests, letters, and tip the piano man. P.O. Box 490, Sandpoint, Idaho 83864. Thank you. To build a home. Yeah, it's not too early for Christmas music, Kyneton. What do you want to hear, my little man? How's that? This is my favorite Christmas song. I used to have a music box with this song on it. I always remember that music box. Sing it like Ira, I won't deface it. Speaking of Ira, Mountain Bear's working on a new cartoon, ladies and gentlemen. I got on him. I'm like, we need them. I'm like, this is ridiculous. He's like, I'm already working on one. My wife put up decorations yesterday. Nice. This is a song that they hang their rollerblades to. Deck the halls with rollerblades. We should do a Christmas album this year. All right. Do I know Oh Christmas Tree? Yeah. Hang on, what do I got in my teeth? Sorry, I just ate dinner. Oh, Christmas tree. I think that's pretty close. Can I play Oh Danny Boy? Oh Danny Boy, the pipes were calling you. Not from the top of my head, but I can. Oh yeah, I'll play you some Pogues. Hi, Big Bear. Is the first time. Oh, I read that one. Needed to send some much overdue expression of my endless support and appreciation for you, Cod, and the amazing bear community. Thanks, Mariko. It's been a while since I've heard from you. It's great you're still around. That's awesome. Eternally grateful, BB, for your fearless brilliance, graced alongside an open mind and huge heart. Many blessings and much love. Always, Mariko. I love Mariko. Dice says, keep crushing, brother. You as well. Thank you. Very generous stuff, guys. Jersey says, on the bright side, the whole joke theft situation could be a testament to your influence on the rising consciousness. They now have to pander to a wiser audience. Exactly. I'm past it. I had a couple days where I was feeling a little dark, but I don't care at all. I think it's funny. I now find it funny again. There was a couple days where I was like, where's my credit? And then I felt my hands rubbing together like I was a grabbler, and I'm happy the way life is turning out. I just got to play music with my whole family, including a 1-year-old on the drums. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, it probably had a long, fruitful life and fell in peace. Totally. Thank you, Comfortable Bear. All right. What was I just going to play, you guys? We all have them days, BB? Yeah, totally. How's it go? It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, a rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. God, I'm the lucky one. Came in 18-1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. And the boys, the NYPD round, were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. La 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 la. Bitterness has always been there. It's something that everybody's had to fight. Listen to these lyrics. Why could have been someone? Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. I kept them with me, babe. I kept them with my own. Can't make it out alone. I've built my dreams with you. And the boys of the NYPD round were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. La 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 la. That song always makes me want to cry. It's just the chords, or there's just something about how honest the lyrics are. Every time. I could hear it on a jukebox. Immediately I want to cry. Thanks for the 432 hertz healing sounds. It really does heal. It's epic. Here's another Pogue song. I don't really remember it though. It was summer in Siam, and the moon is full of wrinkles. It was summer in Siam. Now, how's it go? It was summer in Siam, and the moon is full of wrinkles. It was summer in Siam, and we go through many changes. It was summer in Siam. All I really know is that I truly am in the summer of Siam. I think that it's a sign that the freckles in our eyes are mirror images, and when we kiss they're perfectly aligned. I had to speculate If God himself did make us into corresponding shapes like puzzle pieces from the truth, it may seem like a stretch, but it's thoughts like this that catch my troubled head when you're away and I am missing you. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, they'll say. Everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, they'll say. It was Christmas Eve, babe, and the drunk tank, an old man said to me, won't see another one. And then we sang a song, a rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and I dreamed about you. God, I'm the lucky one. Came in 18 to 1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. Yeah, for all you guys joining, you missed, I know I went early, but when you got a 1-year-old playing the drums, you just hit the stream button. We had all of the kids and my wife all playing music together. We played Canon and D. It was sick. A 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a pregnant lady. And then, of course, a giant bear. To build a home, no problem. Yes, Bear, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Big Bear, like the streams. It's been a pleasure meeting different bears from the 24/7 channels I run. Keep crushing. Keep doing that. Toronto 50 Bay says, happy Thanksgiving, BB. Your apology to YouTube was hilarious, and I hope they let you back. Today I thought of an amazing new term, Jabazgoy, a man willing to jab and boost up constantly to work for pure blood as the go-between to the beast. And if this is true, you know what that makes us. Congrats, Buckets, Toronto 5.0. Like, one of my favorite things I like saying now is I'm like if there's like a super leftist type guy, and he's like, yeah, humans, you know, there's too many people and it's a strain on the environment. I'm like, totally. He's like, yeah, oh yeah. And it's like, we got to lower the population, you know, lower birth rates, you know, all this stuff. There's too many people. It's killing the dolphins. I'm like, yeah, dude. That's why I'm such a fan of, you know, people that are willing to do what it has to do to save those fucking dolphins, man. And if it takes 6 million Jews to do it, I mean, what a hero, right? It's like, oh, wait. Oh, not those guys, though. You want to lower everyone else's population, but not those guys, though. So how are you genocidal and want to lower, you want to kill off billions of people in the world, but 6 million guys 85 years ago in an alleged incident is somehow tragic? Do you know how many fucking dolphins and like plastic straws they used? BB, are you going to put the Family Jam on BT? Just watch this video from the beginning. It's right there. Maybe I could clip it and put it on BT. BT takes a little while to upload videos, though. But I'll give it a shot. Yeah, Adolf was the head of the Green Party. Because of all those damn carbon emissions, you know? Jew farts. we're killing the ozone layer. By the way, for those of you that are retarded, I'm not endorsing Adolf Hitler or war or anything like that. I'm just pointing out the hilarious hypocrisy. All right, take them to their logical conclusion. Well, that's what, did you guys see the apology video I did? It went pretty big on, actually went pretty big on TikTok. And I'm super shadow banned on TikTok. I'm just going to play it for you guys. In case you didn't see the stream, last stream, it's worth it. This made me laugh a lot. I think the algorithm on TikTok were like, oh, this guy gets it now. But it's just completely ridiculous. And let me fire this thing up, and then I'll open some letters. We'll have a good time, play some music. Because, guys, this is literally what they want us to agree to believe. Understand how crazy that is. What makes this so funny is this is what they want us to agree is right. Because they can say, oh, don't say that. Oh, don't say this. It's like, so what do you want me to say then? You want me to say this series of things that are just absolutely insane? Did the ozone layer not kill us in the 80s? Oh, I know. But just check this out. I'm not bitter about it. It's just funny. All right, here we go. After this statement, I know you guys are going to think I'm a sellout and a shill and all that. And I promised you guys I'd never cuck. But I have kids to feed. My wife's pregnant with a fourth. And so I've crafted a statement. Maybe this will mend bridges at YouTube. I'm willing to change my mind on all of these topics. And I have a soundtrack. I'm ready to make some statements, YouTube. Please let me back in. I don't want to say it either, guys, but here we are. Being gay is great. In fact, it's actually better than being normal. I'm totally into population reduction. You need as many booster shots as they're willing to give you. Caitlyn Jenner is not only a woman, but was never a man. David Hogg is brave and a beautiful boy, and the best way to protect your family is to disarm yourself. Bill Nye and the Pope totally get it. Guys, they really want us to think this. That's what makes it so funny is I'm just listing what they want us to think. The funniest part of the whole thing for me by far is Bill Nye and the Pope totally get it. Like, think about just how crazy it is that we're expected to think Bill Nye and the Pope are reasonable human beings. Yeah, what do I get? It's my mustache keeps going over my tooth. All right, I gotta trim my beard again. Jews are never up to anything. They are very open, public, and honest, and have assimilated extremely well into normal people's society. Like, think about how sodomy actually makes your anus stronger. Okay, think about how they want us to think. So it's like, so if I get flack for saying Jews might be up to something, so that's the reverse of that is that I have to affirm that they're not up to anything. And they're totally just really honest. I'm not up to anything, I think, last time I checked, says Toronto Joubert. You don't even know you're up to stuff. I'm an eighth, as you guys know. You don't even realize when you're doing it, Toronto Joubert, because I have a little bit of it in me too. You're like, I know in your head you're not up to anything. Like in Ben Shapiro's head, he's not up to anything. And then you just have to catch yourself being up to something. Because you're so used to it being in, like, you know, the merchant class and buying and selling and making deals and you're like, I'm totally not up to anything. But you are. And that's okay. I love you, Toronto Joubert. But, you know, it's there. The greatest healers like Bill Gates are convicted criminals with a background in the creation of cyber viruses, and they get awards from the UN for lowering the number of living people that exist. Only N-words are allowed to say N-word, and they are victims and need to be protected from words from racially dominant people who cannot say the N-word because we are obviously not N-words. Guys, that's word for word what they want us to think. That's why it's so funny. I wouldn't even characterize this as sarcasm. It's satire. Because I'm like, okay, this is what you want me to believe. That we can't say the N-word because we are not N-words. And the reason we're not allowed is because we're racially dominant. Dare you? That's the narrative. And because we're not N-words, we can't say it. Only N-words can say it to each other because they're not racially dominant. That's insane. That's all insane. Like, we have to take... So they want us to be like, I'm going to take health advice from a guy who gets awards for population reduction. And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay, well, I'm willing to make these statements now, so let me back on YouTube. I'm ready to say it. The best way to show a bank teller you are not a threat to her safety is by wearing a mask. Like, those simple little ones are so funny to me because it's like, that's what they want us to believe. That the way to make a bank teller feel safe is to walk in with a mask on your face. Like, what? The scariest illnesses are the ones with no biological symptoms except for communism. I hope this has done a lot to heal, and I'm ready to be returned to YouTube. Jews are awesome. The best. Totally not up to anything. Just all right, so great. Just to show you how they want you to lie or else they won't let you on YouTube, is imagine, okay, like if I said the Amish are really honest, you would be like, oh, okay. If I said the Jews are super honest, you'd be like, why are you being sarcastic? Nobody would think that's a real statement. You're just not allowed to say they're up to something. But if you're like, okay, so if they're not up to something, that means they're totally honest. Like they don't, twist or pervert or skew or, they're not up to anything. It's like if I literally was like, dude, Jews are not up to anything and they're totally honest, people would be like, why you got to be a dick? I'd be like, dude, they're super pure people and they're totally straight shooters. No one would believe that. That would literally sound crazy. Where if you're like, because you could say like the Amish are really straight shooters. Everyone's like, oh, cool. Yeah, totally. I can see that. If you're like, dude, the Jews are like super open, honest, caring, transparent, truthful people. They'd be like, no, like there's no demographic that would be like, oh yeah, totally. No one. All right, when we took in Nazis and her father was punished, but Werner von Gay was let free, and yet they told horrible lies about 17 that had nothing to do with the atrocities, but were just cannon fodder. Hey, my wife's dad was in SS at 17 when the war ended, and I mentioned it to her how they propagated fear here in the States and made many lies. She resented her father, who was 17 when we took in Nazis, and her father was punished, but Werner von Braun was let free. Yeah, I mean, what's he going to do at 17? I mean, don't get me wrong. He always has a choice, and he shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, it's like, that's why the Bible says don't take oaths. It's like, it's all a scam. But at the same time, it's like, I think members of the DMV are committing more war crimes right now. Oh, you need this paper. I brought this paper. Well, you're going to have to go home. I've been here 6 hours. It's like, no, you need proof of registration in your former state. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? They're like, you could have told me that earlier when I've been sitting here. Remember, I'm the guy, the glassy-eyed guy, that's just been staring for 6 hours. They're like, and then it looks like they like it. They like that you're in pain. I think the Nuremberg trials should have been around DMV employees. I think that, All right, anyway. Quick super chat just to remind everyone that my beard is way bigger than camera bears. Carry on. Thank you, Woodshop Bear. Jew farts for killing the ozone layer should be the name of your next YouTube channel. Yeah, Jew farts cause global warming. So you're saying cows fart, but Jews don't fart? Obviously, Jews fart. So if you had 6 million less, by the way, I am absolutely not saying it's good. I don't even think it was 6 million, like not even close. I think it was about 150,000. And I think most of it was typhus. That being, doesn't matter. Even if it was 6 million, huge atrocity, totally against it. Not for that at all. Not into that whole genocide thing. But a cow produces X amount of methane with farting. So, you know, Jews, everyone knows they have extremely irritable bowels. Ask Made by Jim Bob. He's only a quarter and he shits himself constantly. That's why the fact he wears jorts is incredibly brave. But so, Adolf Hitler was actually just doing what Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is too cowardice to do. Hey, BB, it's the drunken donkey bulrush bear. I'm checking in to make sure my ween is bigger than an Irishman's, which is bigger than a flea. Could you please play any song like in Ira's voice? Yeah, I can play an Ira song. I highly suspect the Nuremberg trials were a scam. Yeah, total nonsense. I mean, Goering was a tranny. I mean, it's like, these guys were just clowns. That's why when people get, like, into the Nazis, I also disagree with that. I'm like, they were a bunch of ass clowns. Goering used to dress up in pantyhose and take heroin, and total nightmare. All right, doesn't matter, though. I mean, I was a World War II history major, so I never suspected that for the rest of my life, there would come a point, like around 2015, when I wasn't allowed to talk about all the stuff I know about the Nazis. They're like, oh, how dare you? I'm like, I literally I know so much about it. Does no one want to hear about it? Interesting stuff. The knee-high leather boots were super gay. Dude, read The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. It was started by Hitler and like a bunch of gays. Oh no, it's a Jew. No. Goering was a mess. All right. George are the new Daisy Dukes. Yeah. Someone wants to hear to build a home. I'll do it with Ira in it. They were all meth heads too, allegedly. Yeah, I mean, they were reading 12 Rules for Life over and over again. There is a house built out of stone. Might be nice to be able to move a stone with your hand. I have eczema. Wooden floors and walls and windowsills. Might be nice to have a windowsill. I'm legally not allowed to have one because of my peeping Tom behavior. Tables and chairs worn by all of the dust. How dare you? I'm allergic to dust. This is the place where I feel at home. Might be nice to feel at home. I don't feel at home anywhere. It's just a diaspora. This is the place where I don't feel alone. When I feel alone, I'm meant to be. And I must be a home nice for you, but what about me? And for me, but what about me? Until it disappears. Everything disappears when I take off my bifocals or my trifocals from you and from me. And now it's time. Might be nice to know time. I'm schizophrenic. To live. Might be nice to know when you should leave. I'm always an unwelcome guest. And turn to dust. Might be nice to turn to dust. When I die, I'm gonna turn to sulfur. Out in the garden where we planted the seeds. The only seed I plant is when I meant to be. There is a tree as old as me. If it's under a certain age, I'm not allowed to be around the tree legally because of this Megan's law. I'm jaded. From the cracks of her skin, I climb to the top. I also have cracks in my skin because I never moisturize. I climb the tree to see the world. One time I brought Jesus up to see the whole world and I offered it to him and he said no. Oh, Jesus, it was so embarrassing. When the gusts came around to blow me down. No gusts ever want to blow me down. Oh, Jesus. I held on as tightly as you held on me. Every time I hold on tightly to someone, they call the police or the FBI or the detectives. I held on as tightly as you held on me. Must be nice. And I must be a home nice. For you, must be nice. And for me, but what about me? Until it disappeared. Everything disappears from me when I take out my bifocals. From you. And for me. And now, might be nice to know the time. My watch, I sold it for heroin. It's time to live. Might be nice to be able to sing so softly and sweetly. And turn to dust. Might be nice to turn to dust. As I said earlier, I only turn to sulfur and feces when I die. All right. That was a fun one. I really enjoyed that. I haven't done Ira in a while. Now that Mountain Bear's back in business, I got to do some more Ira. Mr. Mean Mustache indeed was the greatest climate activist. He was. He was trying to lower all the Jew farts. Guys, I'm not advocating for that. I'm not in favor of the Holocaust. It's showing that you can't advocate depopulation for one group but not another, or else it just is nakedly absurd. What's up, Bear? Haven't got my booster in a while, so it's a trinity of booster chats tonight. One for each of those sweet, sweet Johnsons. Crush on legends. Thank you, What's up, Bear? Bear, thanks for the evening stream. These are some of my favorites, and nostalgia is kicking hard. Yeah, I enjoy evenings as well. Mazel tov to Ira. Ira's not even a practicing J, though. Like, that's why we invented the word grabbler. Because it's not like he's like a God-fearing man. He's more like the devil. Like, I don't think Jays are like the devil. All right. I just think it's very important they be mocked. Because the very Jays that never stop talking about the Holocaust are endlessly trying to lower the population of everyone else. Well, I mean, I don't want to lower anyone's population. See, this is why I give these asterisk explanations, because I'm starting to realize that in the past, people, I would say that, and they'd be like, oh, I wouldn't want to kill Jews. And I'm like, no, I'm pointing out the absurdity of having those two thoughts. And if you still don't understand, that's fine, but I am going to explain it a few times. All right, he was trying to get the country to rollerblade to work. Exactly. How about Final Cut for old time's sake? All right, here we go. Little Pink Floyd for your heart. The Jays need to be mocked. It helps them, dude. It sets them free. Because the fact they can never be mocked, it like drives them insane. That's why they're all freaking out all the time. Through the fish-eyed lens of tear-stained eyes, I can barely define the shape of this moment in time. And far from flying high in clear blue skies, I'm spiraling down to the hole in the ground where I hide. If you negotiate the minefield in the drive and beat the dogs and treat the cold electronic eyes, and if you make it past the shotguns in the hall, dial the combination, open the priest hole, and if I'm in, I'll tell you. There's a kid who had this big hallucination. Sorry, my nose is too stuffy for that right now. I gotta sing lower tonight. I have a lot of nasal problems with my nose. All right, huge carbon footprint on the hat. Yeah, I mean those noses consume so much oxygen and give out so much carbon dioxide. And a possible pass, yeah, I can give that a shot. Possible pass, and then I got some mail to open. No, you guys crushed, man. I just was a little. Thanksgiving always makes me very ungrateful. They flutter behind. They flutter behind you, your possible pasts. Some bright-eyed and crazy, some frightened and lost. A warning to anyone still in command of their possible future to take care. Do you remember me? How we used to be? Do you think we should be closer? She stood in the doorway with the ghost of a smile, haunting her face like a cheap hotel sign. Her cold eyes imploring the men in their mags for the golds in their bags or the knives in their backs. Stepping up boldly, one put in his hand. He said, I was just a child then, and now I'm a man. By the cold and religious, we were taken in hand, shown how to feel good, but told to feel bad. I gotta blow my nose. I sound like Ira tonight. And showed, do we think we could be closer? Rebecca Bear wants some Christmas music. Tell your children not to do what I have done. rising sun. Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank, an old man said to me, won't see another one. And then we sang a song, a rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. I could have been someone, well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. They heard me singing and they told me to stop. Quit these pretentious things and just punch the clock. Sometimes I think my purpose, but late at night the feelings swim to the surface. 'Cause on the surface the city lights shine. They're screaming at us, come and find your kind. Sometimes I wonder if the world's so small. They heard me singing and they told me to stop. Quit these pretentious things and just punch the clock. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, won't see another one. And the boys of the NYPD round were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. All right, a little medley for you, a little Christmas medley. Let's open some mail. Hey, but what did you say? What did you say about Jude? Oh no, you're not allowed. YouTube's like, no, we can't have that on our platform. What is this? We got a little bit of chainmail. Sounds interesting. All right, let's check out the super chats. Thank you. No one appreciates Jew jokes more than the Jews. Love it, BB. Nothing would be funnier than Ira singing "Eye in the Sky" by the Alan Parsons Project. Look up the lyrics. Okay, "Eye in the Sky." Oh yeah, now that my family's gone, I can take down my giant prop thing here. This guy. I was trying to get so people could see my my little son on the drums. Definitely check that out later if you didn't see that earlier. It was really heartwarming. All right, Alan Parsons Project. Don't think sorry, easily said. Don't try to turn the tables instead. Let's listen to it real quick. No, it'll get us kicked off. What are we allowed on? All right, "Eye in the Sky." Let's listen to the song. Kicked off what? Alan Parsons. What a gay name. What do you want to call it? The Alan Parsons Project? Who are you?
Let's go help people customize
I'm Alan
and save
Parsons.
mutual. Okay, who sat at my desk?
No one cares.
Who are you? You look vaguely familiar.
Oh, I'm Disney. I'm subverting the good again. There we go. Let's see if I even know this song. Here comes the Ira. Oh, Jesus. Who's sitting in my chair? You have the big nose, not me. Oh, Jesus. I happen to own both the tables that you're turning, sir.
You've taken lots of chances before.
It's a casino.
But I ain't gonna give any more.
Dow Jones Industrial Complex.
That's how it goes. 'Cause part of me knows what you're thinking.
All right, I don't know the song, so I'd have to listen to it, which will definitely have a copyright situation. It was big in the early 80s. Yeah, I didn't. Only Jews in Toronto were listening to that song in the early 80s. They're like, this song is great. It's exactly what I've been hoping and praying for. Dear Big Bear, my son and I learned how to make chainmail a few years ago and started to make chainmail. Enclosed is pot scrubbers for a bear-sized paw. Thank you. Viking Dad. Keep loving the awesome family. Oh, Amy's going to love this. Oh, so your wife does your dishes? Yep. All right, let's read the rest of these super chats. Well, I'll keep reading. The chorus is all Ira, just missed it. Okay, I'll listen to a little more.
Don't say words you're gonna regret.
Don't you dare question the Dick Millionaire. You're going to prison. Especially if you're on methamphetamine, Jordan Peterson. What? Oh, she was 13 years old. ADL? One-eyed symbolism. Oh my God, it's so Ira. I'm the eye in the sky. I can read your mind. He's like, I hacked into your phone. I just want you meant to be. And now no one will ever love me. Dear Owen, a few weeks ago you requested that the Bears write in to share big steps in their life. We wanted to let you know the Bears about a great step we had just taken here in Thumb household. It's Green Thumb Bear. I'm happy to announce that we have officially pulled our son from public school. Nice. It took a lot of convincing because my wife works in the same school district that our son attended. She had a very hard time seeing the issues that I saw. After months back and forth, we finally came to the agreement that if they mandate the vax, we'll pull him. That would be the line. However, an incident occurred at school of which our son was the victim that made us decide to pull. Not to get into detail for the sake of his privacy, but there was another student that was inappropriate. This was obviously the last straw for my wife. We got a heavy dose of reality and one gigantic pill. She sobbed for hours at the realization that she could not be there to protect her son, and that she could no longer trust the staff of the school to protect him for us on their behalf. It was a sexual situation, too. It was like watching her realize that took me years to realize in a few seconds. Yeah, public schools are filled with perverts. Filled. Thankfully, our son was not injured in any way from the incident. We had to explain to him what happened and have moved on from discussing it further. Yeah, just move on. People get over it. Now on to the great news. We met with some neighbors who live in a small farm they share with the wife's parents. They have started a homeschool group that is set up in the corner of a barn, complete with a chalkboard and desks. Beautiful. And guess what? They won't be a guy running around whacking off. Will not happen in your barn. It was another student, not a teacher. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, it's not just teachers. It's like, it's just filled with degenerates. You know, we vet who our kids hang out with. And no, it's not racial. I mean, it appears that way, but we just don't live around a lot of bees. It's like, I'm not having my kids, I wouldn't want my kids hanging out with kids of like really messed up parents. Oh, helicopter much? Yeah. I can't imagine that. Where it's like, I hung out with a lot of messed up kids and I was introduced to stuff that I shouldn't have been, you know, it was like, in Oswego though, everybody was messed up, but I get it. All right, but still you're right, a lot of pervs in the school, yeah. We have chosen a great curriculum, the same one our neighbors use. They also incorporate farming knowledge into the school day with hands-on lessons. They help with the goats and cows, work in the gardens, and have weekly hikes around the area. It's like a dream come true. Not only are we removing our son from the public school system, he gets to go to classroom in a barn on a farm and learn with other like-minded kids and teachers. We couldn't be more excited to share this news with you and the rest of the bears. Green Thumb Bear, Lady Green Thumb Bear, Lego Master Bear. I found this book at a book box. Let's take a look. The Space Telescope and Other Lies by Goldsmith. What was I just going to tell you? Oh, yeah, and also, it's like, it doesn't mean your kids can't be in the system if they want to be in the system. That's the irony. It's all these, like, vaccine people are like, oh, you homeschool much or whatever they say, whatever insane stuff they say. Like, you know, the guy who's the head of the Human Genome Project was homeschool. I mean, a ton of like the most successful people in the world were homeschooled. And that's why they were so ahead of the curve. He was raised on a sheep farm. The eye in the sky is watching you. I'll do that in a second. Also college dropouts. Yeah, they're like, can you believe that Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and they just go through it. They're like, it's such an anomaly that he was a college dropout. I'm like, I got a better idea. How about you list ones that weren't college dropouts or that went to college? They're like, I can't. Because, yeah, college just wastes your time and puts you in debt. Oop, I think I just ripped this letter. Hey, Big Bear, I was with you through the debunking of the moon landing. I was with you through the Floyd hoax. And you showed me that there were crisis actors, but the Rittenhouse hoax was too far. I didn't want to believe what you were saying. How dare you take away the Patriots' hero? On International Men's Day, no less. But I stayed silent while you kept shooting down everything from the Kyle Rittenhouse case like you were shooting down your own assailants, allegedly. It took me some time to see the truth that you were pouring out. The gravy was too hot and it burned. So I waited until it cooled, gave it a little taste test, and Big Bear, I have one thing to say. Fuck you, you were right. I just wanted to be a part of the crowd and get high off the emotions. Why did you have to ruin the fun for me? I promise you it's better if I ruin the fun for you. Because it's not fun when then you idolize this little squirt and then he starts swaying the way you view the world. That's how they do it, dude. It's the Miley Cyrus syndrome. They're like, hey, look, Hannah Montana. And then like 5 years later, it's like, and everyone's like, it's still Hannah though. Trust me, you want me to ruin your good time. Dropouts more willing to sell their soul to get ahead? No, they have more. They're not retarded. I went to college, but if you like know what you're doing, it's not about selling your soul. Some of these people are just really successful. They sell their soul. You can't sell your soul. Your soul isn't yours to sell, in my opinion. But, you know, they become more and more corrupted. Well, whatever my brain isn't as big as your big brain, Big Bear, you have my begrudging respect. Thank you for crushing, because crushing is what you do. And one of these days, I'll figure out how to crush just like you. Alexandra. Bear with no name. Thank you, Alexandra. No, I know. People get mad at me. They're like, dude, I'm having a blast. I'm like, you're running off a cliff. Imagine being one of those lemmings. By the way, hoax, the lemmings never actually ran off a cliff. Not even kidding. A bunch of academic grabblers trick the lemmings, like push the lemmings off the cliff. You can't make this shit up. I mean, you can make this shit up, but imagine you're a lemming running off the cliff, and I'm like, hey, that's a bad idea. And you're like, how dare you, Big Bear? I'm like really enjoying this cliff running right now. Oh, and I followed your post Babylon Evolution fairly sporadically since March 2018 and finally felt compelled to reach out. You plunged your ladle into increasingly capacious gravy pots over the years, and I must say your present form is the most awakened and refined, consistently hilarious and informative. Yeah, I'm growing just with you guys. We're all growing. I didn't come in with my gravy already. We've been putting in spices and heating and cooling and dipping biscuits. Some highlights I've particularly enjoyed is your takedown of Easter versus Ishtar false binary, where you highlighted the merits of both Christian and pagan traditions. Indeed. And if you don't know that training your kids to go egg hunting is a good idea, you don't own chickens. They literally, like we just found a bunch of eggs that were under my lawnmower. And then you do the float test. If they float, they're rotten, and they were all rotten. Because if they get hot and cold too many times, like eggs can last with just their natural, don't wash them. Just natural eggs can last months. If you put them in brine, they can last a year and a half. It's crazy, room temperature. But if they go through a lot of heat fluctuations, they get really rotten. And so if you find eggs, see if they float. If they float, don't eat them. If they sink, they're good. All right, there's a lot of good pagan traditions. I like the festival of lights called Christmas. It's clearly a pagan holiday, and I like it. Because in the winter, you get real kind of bummed out, and you want to light a bunch of lights and, you know, give each other presents and feel good about it. You know, I like it. And if people want to be like, oh, then you're not Christian. Well, I don't care. I like Christmas. As, you know, as the pagans celebrated it, which is like lighting a lot of candles, giving each other gifts, mistletoe, you know, like stockings, you know, just thoughtful shit when it gets dark at like 3 p.m. I think it's a good morale boost. I think the tree is pagan. Yeah, the Bible actually says not to bring a tree in your house. So I always try to really encourage outdoor treeing. But whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just don't. I think that if the people who wrote the Bible, the prophets, were around now, they'd be like, don't even worry about the tree, dude. Stop with the sodomy. Love the growth of all involved. Yeah, me too. Yeah, same with Easter. I mean, Easter is a pagan holiday. That's why it's rabbits and eggs. It's the time where life is born. And all the rabbits are born, and you try and find the eggs, and it's a really good time. Son is reborn, and it's like Christ's rebirth. Yeah, exactly. The sun dies on December 22nd, stays in its tomb for 3 days, literally, doesn't rise for 3 days. And, oh, how dare you, it rises. No, it doesn't rise. It like will go up and down, but it doesn't rise a degree towards the equator. And it's really scary if you didn't know that eventually it would come. So for 3 days, the sun is in its tomb. And then on the birth of the sun, on December 25th is the first day it starts to go up again. And then days get longer until the summer solstice. And if Christians want to get really mad about that and be like, how dare you, how dare you, how dare you, I don't care. So many people have never lived a natural life, so they don't even know what these feelings are. You know, we have a wood stove, we're farmers, we have animals. I have a cow about to give birth literally in a manger. It's like I'm really connected to the environment, and you get kind of sad in the winter without the sunshine, and you have to watch when you have a winter greenhouse. I'm at the 49th parallel. Like my latitude is 49. It's the farthest north of the lower 48. And so if we were at 52 or 53, we couldn't grow leafy vegetables in the greenhouse because there's not enough sun, and it would fill up with nitrogen and actually be kind of poisonous. So we're that far north. And we're that far north, you start getting real comfortable with pagan holidays because you're like, okay, the spring, the life explodes. And the winter is so dark and dreary that you want to make a point to, to give each other gifts, to light a bunch of candles, to rejoice the coming of the sun. And the sun's very important for those of you that have never grown any plants. It's huge, in fact. Hey, BB, just want to say thanks for everything. The stream and community is such a positive effect on my life. I was a truther since '08, and 4 years here now. I no longer care what they are doing. I just want to grow food and crush. Love piano nights. Yeah, me too. That's awesome. Behold a pale horse bear. 2-acre and D-Bear with a very generous super chat. Boosty time, though I'm feeling real straight after 7 days in northern Wisconsin hunting deer. I'll never risk rollerblades. Got some streams to catch up on. Minimal cell service. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. Onwards to airships. P.S. Anything Irish or maybe Hank Jr. Yeah, I'll play another Irish song. Enjoy the music making. My night shift is a lot more enjoyable. Looking forward to Bear Day and spending the day with Great Bears of Ireland. Onward to Feck. Yeah, and Mountain Bear is going to be there too, he's telling me. He's really excited. Sunlight can lead to depression. Alaska has highest rate of suicide. Sunlight helps. Yeah, that's why it's very important to be Caucasian if you live in a northern climate. I don't understand how a black person could live at the 49th parallel. It's like cruel to tell them to do it. Because a black-skinned person receives zero vitamin D in the winter. Zero. Ceremony also exists to remind us we're always in a ceremony. Yeah, it's something to look forward to. It's just fun. 40-ounce parallel, 49. I'm way up north, dude. Like Saranac Lake in northern New York, I thought we're far north. It's like the 42nd parallel. Way farther north. I mean, guys, it gets dark here at 3:30 right now. 3:30 p.m. It's like dark. And it never really gets light. Like the sun rises and sets, the angle's like that. Which is cool. It keeps the grabblers out, keeps the bees out, which I like it. I like that. Not that I have anything wrong with moral bees, but, I just like a homogenous community of like-minded people. And I will not apologize for that. People trying to get me to apologize. I'm like, no. Now, if I was living in Guatemala, I'd have a really hard time. I don't like a lot of heat and humidity. Too much sun will burn my beautiful white skin. So it's like we all have our areas we should live in. That's why I know California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas are fucked as far as demographics. Not fucked. I like a lot of Mexicans. I mean, the director of my documentary is a Hispanic man, one of the coolest dudes ever. He's my mijo. I think that means something good. Not my son. Does mijo mean son? I don't know what that means. He's my amigo. And that area is supposed to have brown people in it. All right. You always gracefully walk the unseen third path of all false binaries and the socio-political, religious, or personal. You're a legend and a true writer who always seeks reconciliation, even when you chastise those who vehemently disagree. That level of authenticity is downright refreshing. Yeah, and I even told Ethernet Gary I was too hard on him the other day. Because, of course, Ethernet Gary wrote to me in all caps. I respect his passion. And he was like, you fucking need that Ethernet cable. He's freaking out. And I'm like, dude, it turns out that we have a throttling from my ISP at that time because I live in the country and it experiences max, like it maxes out. So it has nothing to do with anything. That's why right now we're not going to lose my stream now. It's a time issue. And he was like, fine, you'll never hear from my Ethernet stuff again. I even wrote him back. I go, bro, I'm glad you're back. And I did overreact. You know, it's like, because he's like, I said I fucking hate Ethernet, Gary. And he quoted that and he's like, harsh, dude. And I'm like, yeah, I don't hate Ethernet, Gary. And I am glad that we connected. But it never had anything to do with the Ethernet cord. But I respect his passion, and I don't think he's a gamma, really. I mean, he's done really gamma shit, though. But I think it's based on his, like, crazy passion about that stupid fucking Ethernet cord. All caps instantly makes me think they're yelled. Oh, he's always yelling at me. But he's like, just take the cable and use it. I love the stream. Hate the Ethernet, but love the Gary. No, I shouldn't have said I hated Ethernet. I was like yelling about Ethernet, Gary, because like my stream was being throttled and my channel got deleted again. And I'm like looking at the chat. Everyone's like, oh, turns out Ethernet Gary really was right. I'm like, good night, Wall. Come here. Give me a hug. I'm like, no, he not only was not right, it's infuriating, and I flipped out way too much. But he does deserve a little of it. But all right. Good night, boys. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Great work on that violin. Nice job on the xylophone, Charlie. Harsh, bro. Gary isn't all bad, huh? He's like, dude, harsh. Very harsh. Yeah, because he quoted, I was like, I fucking hate Ethernet Gary. I'm like, I fucking hate that guy. And it's not that I hate Ethernet Gary. It's the effect he had on the chat. Because I have this awesome chat. I've worked so hard on this chat. I've manicured it and groomed it and weeded it and just watered it and like protected it. And then like Ethernet Gary will get everyone to say the same thing of like, oh, Ethernet Gary was so right. I'm like, it's not though. I hate that. All right. You see how tonight like the internet's fine? It really is my internet service provider because I live in the country. And I won't apologize for it ever again. When a lot of people start using it, because right now a lot of people moved in this area, and so they're like experiencing all these like excess use or something. I don't even know what it is. He's very emotional. Yeah, he's extremely emotional. What did I blow my nose with? Because I don't really experience. Where am I at? I think I'm on my final page here. It's a very nice letter. P.S. Potential gravy. The alleged infinitude of the universe is an unfalsifiable hypothesis. A retort to atheists calling God the unfalsifiable hypothesis. Oh, 100%. Everything they say is retarded at this point. The accepted theory of the universe is a far more preposterous assertion than us saying there's a creator. Exactly. Yeah, because we can show that everything in the world has a creator. And they're like, no, it's in forever expanding universe. I'm like, so what's on the other side? They're like, there is no other side. I'm like, well, if you're explaining it with the material, with the 4 dimensions of material reality, there has to be something else, though. What is it expanding into? You know, like gas expansion. They're like, oh, no, it's not like that at all, though. I'm like, so what is it? Compare it to something observable in my life. They're like, you can't. It's magic. I'm like, oh, interesting. Didn't you just fucking call me like I believe in something magical? The thing is, I don't even talk to those type of people anymore. I don't even have to deal with it. Anti-grabber device, possible bike thief deterrent. Thank you. Thanks for the grabble. It's very generous. Greetings, Bod King of Bertaria. Onwards, Dream Fire Bear. I appreciate you. Huge, huge. Keeping the dream alive. Keeping the boat afloat. All right. Oh, how dare you? How dare you makes me laugh every time. We're getting L internet on Monday. Anyone else here use it? I am not going to say what I use, but I've heard good things about L. L means God. Might as well just throw. All right. Hello. Check this out. That's someone who gives a shit. It's a piece of bear. It's a bear on a piece of silver. How dare you never get so, yeah. Hello, baby. This one has been long in the making. This is my first time writing a letter. Been around since episodes before the 100s. Been enjoying the ride for so long through banning and gamma spirals. From Dave Rubin, who is a great guy, to he's a butt-pumping sodomite. To Jordan Peterson, who's a great speaker, to he's a babbling buffoon. To Louder with Crowder is a strong alpha male. To it's okay to like Chowder with Crowder. We all have a gay friend. Yeah, it's been quite a ride, dude. Then Joe is a great guy. I want to shoot him out of a cannon. To making a unit of measurement out of him. It's been an honor watching the spells be broken. Yes. Then YouTube stopping your subscription count at 270,000 for about half a year. Then they suspended you the first huge pianist live streams and using the Unbearables chat. Then a group of bears starring UNN and spiraling because you weren't paying them. I never said I was going to pay them either. I was giving them a platform. God, you remember that? It was insane. They never asked for money, and I never had any money to pay them. I was the one being banned from everything. They went crazy, those guys. Jesus. When you start and said to build and don't expect anything from me, from the start, yeah, from the start I said, build and then you can profit from what you build, which is what I always do. I'm not going to pay somebody to make bad content. And those guys were making terrible shit too. Terrible. People blame on for their own failures. Yeah. To going back to YouTube just for them to suspend you for 3 months. Then we go to D Live, then unauthorized, officially being announced early, and a group of gammas spiraling because it wasn't perfect by their standards. After D Live, just jumping. Until today, we have unauthorized live stream. Proud to be a supporter from the first month. It's definitely been a great ride. There's so much I can talk about. I almost forgot Grabber Football League and the Instagram live streams. Me, I'm just a quiet bear in the background that supports because I'm usually working 12 to 14 hours a day. I was running a small body shop and working in a body shop full time. Since then, I've closed down the shop and quit the shop and moved my family from California to Tennessee. I switched careers. Now I have more time to spend with the family. I'm happily married, father to one daughter, and we're going to start trying for a second. Sincerely, the Truth Movement Bear. Keep crushing, legend. Any bears in East Tennessee, hit me up. It would be an honor to meet legends. On Instagram and Beartaria Times, the Truth Movement Bear. The move is without an E. Movement, like M-O-V-ment. What a great guy. He's been here for the whole ride. All right, let's see if I'm still live here. People blame on for their failures. Yeah, I've been kicked off everything. It's hilarious. Well, maybe you shouldn't make fun of black people. Maybe you should just play ball with... Don't you know? And people are like, oh, you turned on Dave Rubin. No, I didn't know. And by the way, I'd still be friendly with Dave Rubin. I don't hate Dave Rubin. It's just a leader of a conservative American group is an atheist Jew married to a man. And I used to fall for those spells because I didn't realize how crazy and stupid it all was. I didn't think it was possible to be that retarded. I thought it was me. It must be me that didn't understand it. A Jew married to a man who's an atheist, who thinks God is a fantasy. I mean, he's the farthest leftist, crazy commie imaginable. And so that whole like, oh, we're all the, because I was naturally going towards a more, I'm gonna read more letters on Monday. My nose is really stuffed up, like Ira. That actually sums up conservatism. Yeah, dude, it's nuts. All right. God bless and guide you, BB, and your great family. Campbell Bear. Thank you. Merry Christmas from Canada. I appreciate you, bro. I'll just do one more of these and then I'll play some music. I'm a little under the weather, as you can see by me sweating a bit. Insane Zionist too. Oh God! I mean, these guys literally get paid by a foreign government. And it's like, oh, you turned on them. As I was getting canceled from Hollywood and calling out their bullshit, this little group of Zionist neocon cucks just swept me right up. And I had no idea what they actually were for like a year. I was like, these guys are great. They admit, you know, the free market's good and all this. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. They're all foreign. They're foreign nationals. They all have citizenship with Israel. They're married to guys. And they lie all the time and they're not truthers. Like they won't admit we didn't go to the moon. And everyone fucking with a brain can see no one ever went to the moon. All right. Hey, BB, I wanted to send you $20, but they were far too dear to send. So instead, 20 books, same thing. So you have to settle for $20. Thank you very much. It's a pun. I appreciate that. I recently had a proper gander at the vegan propaganda movie, Game Changers, with celebrity vegans Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwartz translates from black, a hard N, yep. Who ironically achieved everything he's famous for while eating raw eggs and meat. I discovered that Black Aniga also happens to be friends with gay Mengers and Avatar director James Cameron, who happens to own the world's largest pea protein company. Could it be that they turn peas into dough and therefore actually own the world's largest pea dough company? Oh, good one. Could it also be that they potentially shape the dough either with pedo files or have pedophiles of their companies? It's funny you're saying that. I used to do a bit. I don't know if you're doing this because you know about my bit, but I used to do a bit about going into a Walgreens and being like, excuse me, where are the pedophiles at? And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry, where are the pedophiles? It's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you really want what? So long story, I do this back and forth, and it's like, yeah, I got really long toenails, all right? You want to see them? It's embarrassing. Now, where are the pedophiles? And it's like, well, what is it? And it's like, they're not called that. I'm like, what is it? She's like, a file. I'm like, what is a doctor that fixes the feet? It's like a podiatrist. I'm like, pedophile. Where is it? I don't know. It's a long joke. It's really funny, I think. I started to catch up with the streams again, and I can't stop laughing at DeAndre and McBike Thief. And I have a black chicken. I very well may name him that. Consuming, I'm Thanderton Bear, and I confirming I'm not gay. Please continue crushing, and thank you for doing what you do. Thank you, my friend. All right, final super chats on here. Any song requests, and then I gotta go. My nose, I'm like so filled with fucking mucus, like I'm some kind of grabbler. My dad works with bread, and he asked a guy about the dill rye bread if it had any dildo in it. If it had dildo in it, good one, Real Cosmology Bear. All right. Yeah, Cod's like, oh, he's going hard at the puns. It's very uncomfortable. Cod, this is what you do every day. Every day. It's like infuriating. All right, here we go. Time for a hetero booster. Great stream. Thanks, Louisiana Black Bear. I really enjoy your Instagram, too. It's really funny. You go hard in the paint. If it wasn't for your skin, I'd think you were white. And I mean that as, like, obviously a tremendous compliment. All right. Christy says, a small tip for the nighttime piano chat, and my hair started turning a nice shade of lesbian purple, so I need a booster. Joy Bear. Yeah, watch for that. Watch for that. Grateful for your piano skills. Also, my hair. Oh, I already read that one. Joy Bear. P.S. Yes, Bear, I informed where to super chat. Oh, thank you. Trout Whisperer, what a fun night. Thanks to the wonderful music. God bless you and your family. You as well. Class Corner, if you visit unauthorized.tv on Safari on your phone, hit share and click add to home screen. You essentially have an unauthorized.tv app. I do the same thing with Crow and Gab and Social Galactic. Yeah, you can also do it with Unbearables Media. I'm going to say it again. I should talk about this on Monday too. Go on Safari, hit share and click add to home screen. And like I'll show you on my phone if I have it on me. Guys, the new documentary right here is awesome. All right, you see that? See how it says Unbearables Media? That we don't have an app, but we do though. So you have Unbearables Media, you just click it and it goes right to Unbearables Media. So you can do that with unauthorized, you can do it with all of it. I don't know why that didn't just work, but it should normally work. I think somebody's grabbing me right now. I'm going to blame it on the J's, then the Jesuits, then the B's, then the C's, then the D's. Of course, the T's are coming at me. Yeah, see, look. You just do this, right? So you go to Unbearables. You put it on your home screen. You click it. It goes right there. You see the grabber. Made by Jim Bob. I want to know where the Red Pill Rooster cartoon's at. I just texted that dude. I haven't seen a Red Pill Rooster cartoon in a while. I'm so pumped Mountain Bear's making more, though. I always forget, the Red Pill Rooster cartoons are hilarious. I haven't seen a new one, though, in a while. I hope that guy's good. I get worried about people. I'm like, what the hell happened to that guy? Is he still crushing? Maybe I'll do one more. Jehovah's Witness for the Jays. No, the Jews. Oop. Well. It isn't a nonsense coin from a nonsense country. The I's, the Irish. Well, they can't stop trying to suck their own dicks. All right. Hello, Owen. I'm a 22 Rogan Tall. I've listened to you for many years for free and have succumbed to overwhelming social pressure to prove I am taking a heterosexual booster shot. Can I be verified as Winnipeg 3 Bear? You have previously said only certain kinds of men shower. What about looking into mirrors? Yeah, if you're gay. Totally. Every bathroom nowadays has a giant mirror. Is it to make us more narcissistic? Yeah, I swear to God, I think so. I think if you look in the mirror too much, you're literally like a gay guy. Make the guys check themselves out when coming out of the shower. Yeah, 100%. It creates a feedback loop on your own battery. It's the same thing that happens when you whack off. All right, I covered my mirror and sent money to you to be heterosexual. Yeah, I don't cover my mirrors, but I try not to do too much mirror time because it literally makes you a gay guy. All right, UATV is so legit. I can run pin P with the saloon open full doors on my S10 100. Awesome. I've never seen my own butt. Me neither, Slap Weasel. Nor do I ever want to. I included an LGBT coin from Canada. I kept most to myself since it will be our future John Wick currency. One coin keeps the dumpster pumpers away for a day. Useful coin if you visit Canada. I never will, but I like having a little bit of foreign currency lying around just so, I feel kind of mysterious. All right. What if Red Pill Rooster really did make it to Antarctica? That's why we haven't heard from him in a while. Oh, check out my abs, very gay. Yeah, and I've done that. I used to be that way. I used to work out a lot and be like, man, check out my sweet abs. And then I realized that I wasn't growing a beard or getting getting my wife pregnant. Yeah. All right. My buddy just watched the new documentary and said he cried. Can you play the Fleet Foxes song? I did before. I already forgot. I can't remember it already. Why is that guy here? Because if he's here, I'll figure it out again. But I played it on a stream. Give me some song requests. and I also want to thank you guys. I just found out from COD that this has been the biggest entropy month since we've ever done it. So thank you guys tremendously from both me and COD, because we split them, and it helps me employ COD, and he's necessary for what we do here. This was the biggest entropy month we've ever had. So you guys crush, and we really, really, really appreciate it. It was a tight month too, and you guys came through hard. Can I play Golden Slumbers? Yeah, definitely. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Neil Diamond? No, he's a pedophile. Once there was a way to get back home. I'm messing it up. I was thinking about Neil Diamond getting pissed off. Neil Diamond wrote Sweet Caroline about a 6-year-old, Caroline Kennedy, with hands touching you, me touching you, Sweet Caroline. Caroline Kennedy was always really, really grossed out by it. And that's why Neil Diamond's wife got $60 million in the divorce, because I'm sure that she knows he's a pedophile. And probably signed a non-disclosure. BB, my gratitude has been overwhelming this year, and I could not be more blessed. Met so many legends and seen so many beautiful places thanks to the Bears. Lost my dad and our dog, but we focused on what God had to give me and not what he took away. The year of the bear. Can you please play My Old Man? Of course, Camera Bear. I got you, brother. Sweet Caroline, she's 6 years old. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching you. Dude, that's about a 6-year-old. And of course, Neil Diamond is a grabbler, and everybody's like, oh, how dare you? They lost 6 million. It's just like, he's singing sexual songs about a 6-year-old, guys. That's why we are going through this phase right now where it's like strong men make good times make weak men make hard times make strong men make good times. And I've been talking about that for years. Even Joe the Toe Rogan recently posted that because, you know, the authoritarian, so the hard times is communist left. It's authoritarian left. And then that makes strong men, which makes authoritarian right wing nationalism. And then that makes good times, which is libertarian right wing, which makes weak men, which is the weak men are in the libertarian leftism, which is what we're in right now, kind of in the communist zone right now. And so the hard times make the strong men. So we're in this wheel going around, and this won't last. I promise you it won't last. It can't. So right now, all the benefits and the good times from the strong people that were our ancestors made this environment that made all the men weak and gay and disgusting and sensitive and triggered and pedophilic. And yeah, and it's a swastika too. I'll show it to you. Joe Rogan just posted this, and he's so, you know, he's so dumb that he probably didn't even realize it's a swastika. That's all right. He still is right sometimes. I mean, I talked about it 4 years ago, but I'm glad he finally sees it. Because, you know, he's doing ass kegels because he knows that there's going to be a Depends shortage. But anyway, I'm going to get way more into this on Monday, but this is clearly what has happened. And I'm not worried about myself or you guys because we are strong. And we will usher in the good times again. So authoritarian left is hard times, which is what we're in right now, pretty much. Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men, which is authoritarian right. More like Franco. I don't like to think of authoritarian right as Hitler because I think that whole thing was a psyop. I think more of strong nationalist leaders like Franco of Spain. Or Teddy Roosevelt was a authoritarian right-winger. I guess, allegedly. I mean, who really knows? But anyway, and then it goes to right-wing libertarian is good times. And then libertarian leftist is weak men, you know, man buns and shit. And and then hard times. And right now you're seeing the result of men that get emotionally triggered by words. The water won't run properly. The food shortages are already here. You'll always have a full belly from Oreos or whatever the fuck it is. But it's right now there's a nutritional starvation. And it's already here, and it's been here for a while now, and it's so obvious. Like, just go to a normal grocery store and try to find gluten-free organic bread. And if you do find it, try and find a loaf for under $12. That's normal bread. Gluten-free organic bread just used to be called bread. Now the garbage you eat causes, autoimmune diseases and obesity and all this shit. I knew this was coming. I know what's coming, to the point where I've been preparing for this for a while, and I'm glad you guys are still with me, because we will not be hurt by this. We're going to thrive in these times. And women should be excited that you're going to start getting strong men again. Teddy Roosevelt also had a sweet rifle. Well, he's a nationalist, and he was, into, exploring jungles and shooting people, and, I mean, think about someone being offended in a time of real hardship, where people are having bread lines and all that. Like, Joe Rogan might have $250 million, but someone else might have an empty belly and a hammer. And that is the great equalizer of wealth. And that's why wealthy people always flee the communist regimes. Like, when you have the hard times, which we're coming into now, for certain people, not for us. This isn't a black pill. I'm looking forward to it. Hard times just mean you have to do your own work. And so they always flee. Like, all the Jews who did the Bolshevik Revolution came to America, and literally their grandkids run YouTube and Google and Facebook and all this stuff. The grandkids of the Bolsheviks that literally did that, they all fled because all their money got confiscated because people hated them. And then now it's happening here. And so where are they going to go? That's why the Antarctica joke is so telling, and why they hate me so much is because what if I'm right? And I am right. And so where are they going to go? Antarctica? Don't get me wrong. They don't have to be killed. They just have to humble themselves. They have to do a little work. If you're going to sit in your house with all your, billions and your trinkets and your slaves and everything, all it takes is a couple guys with hammers and it's theirs. That was the whole point of that Red Pill Rooster cartoon of, like, my house now. Remember that? It's like you don't have any real protection outside of God, outside of morality. That's why you want to put yourself in a position where your neighbors and your friends in the area want you alive. The world is better with you in it. It has nothing to do with your money. Because there will come a time when that money won't mean anything. It's going to mean, like, did you spit on my wife when we were poor? There's going to be some dystopian ass scenes where people are going to be like developing this rage. Imagine being a bunch of workers who worked on someone's house and they were treated like shit. And they're like, like, I had a woman help me defeather my turkeys because it's a big job, and she had a defeathering thing. And she was talking to me about how some of the rich people will try, and she even said Jew her down. It was hysterical. She was like, they try to Jew me down, and I'm charging $20 a bird, and it takes me like over an hour. And I'm like, lady, I'll give you more than 20. I think you're crushing it, And she was like, okay, just imagine that times 1,000,000, where the woman who comes to your house, and you're like a Californian with like a $5 million ranch in Idaho, and she cuts the neck and defeathers it and processes it, and they're like, we're only going to give you $50 for the 5 turkeys. It's like, no, it's $100. And we're talking about someone with like opulence, like a mansion, and they're trying to keep $50. What happens when the lights go out? What happens when the sewage stops working? And you have all these people that have these skills. These are people that clean animals. They know how your electricity works. What are they going to do then? That's why during a communist revolt, and the irony is a lot of you guys would be during historic communist revolts, you wouldn't be the ones getting your land taken. It would be Mark Zuckerberg. It would be, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, these type of people. What people would eat them alive. They are but you can be wealthy and fine if you have morality. If the hungry say, this is a good man, he helped me, he will help feed me, or he was good to me once. Like these little things, or you have enough friends and enough goodwill in the area where you're fine. If you live in a city, another thing is a lot of these people that refuse to admit that there's tribal racial tensions, that everyone isn't the same and people don't want to live the same way. And cities are an absolute powder keg. So you have the Armenians over here and the Mexicans over here and the El Salvadorians and the blacks and the Jews and the Russians. They all have their little areas. Okay, when the lights go out, which they will, the rolling blackouts. I'm not saying it's going to be this big apocalyptic, like one event. It's going to be like India, rolling blackouts. So there's no power for 4 days. Oh, it comes back. Oh, there's no bread for a week. Oh, it's back. Oh, gas is $15 and you're only allowed to get 3 gallons. Oh, now it's 7. Now it's 20. Now it's 4. I'm not saying it's going to be like Mad Max, but as that tension increases, people start saying, if the village doesn't accept me, I'm going to fucking burn it down. And there's a lot of those people, and they look at, a cucked celebrity making $200 million a year to lie. And not only would they be willing to slit their throat and take their money, they would love it. And I'm talking about millions of people would be like, I want that. That's why morality, when they say only God saves you, that's a fact. Your morality, your love of God, your love of your fellow man, love thy neighbor as thyself. Don't covet the cow, be humble. The meek shall inherit the earth. Like, that is how you survive. And you can have wealth. You can have a nice house, a nice land full of sheep and cows and friends and all this stuff because you have protection because you're a good person. Welcome to South Africa. Yeah, but it's like, it'll be way worse than South Africa, in my opinion. And not that far. And people said I was crazy 4 years ago for saying this. No one's saying I'm crazy now for it. And it's not like a lot of you guys not only won't be affected, your life will get better. That's why the media and the social media and everybody's freaking out. The censorship, like, don't say that, don't say this, don't say that. Oh no, because it's so obviously coming. There's nothing that can stop it. But when you give a mouse a cookie, he will ask for milk. No, you give them work, or you have or they don't get to your place. It has to be a lot of people. You'll have your like scavengers, like your rogue scavengers, but a lot of poor people aren't evil. They're just poor. So they don't want to hurt you. Being poor doesn't make you just want to hurt somebody. That's a total grabbler fantasy. Being poor makes you not give a fuck about hurting someone you hate. That's the difference. So like, let's say someone like Mark Zuckerberg or somebody like all these people, I don't want to give names. I don't want to like even put that in people's minds, but people that like treat people like shit and they've been like a dragon hoarder, just ridiculous opulence for no reason, like a $10,000 wallet, a $50,000 shirt, roll up your window, like just real pieces of shit. When the institutions that protect those people fail, they're food. And they know it. That's why they're so desperate. But just poor people doesn't mean violence. A lot of them just want to get bread. A lot of them just want to make it through another day to feed their kids. And they don't have the energy to attack somebody. They don't even care. But you will have a growing resentment. And when something flashes out, there's a lot of blood in the streets will happen. And it's happened thousands of times. This stuff isn't taught in history. The only time they teach it in history is the French Revolution, but it happens all the time. And so morality, loving God, like that's what keeps you alive. Because in those times, the very person, I've had that happen to me a million times. People that were in a position of like extreme anger and they're like, oh, but Owen's cool. I've had some dicey ass fucking moments in my life, guys. Like Los Angeles stories you relay a bit ago. Yeah, I mean, look at it right now. There's smash and grabs there all the time now. It's already happening. No one's going to announce it. It just slowly happens. Major retail companies will definitely be at Target, including Target. Yeah, there won't be anything in the shelves. And then there's going to be a growing need for security. So men with skills will get more power. Good. And then that'll grow. And then you start having, and then the men that are willing to protect and have guns and, you know, that will bring in a more right-wing situation where, like, it's very pro-family, like killing gays, you know, and I'm not for that. I'm not saying to kill gays or anything like that, but like really, really the other direction. That's why this is so true. It's like, so it goes good times. Oh, everybody's good. And then the men become very weak. Man buns, everyone's trans, drugs, lying, trigger, sensitivity. Then the hard times come. Then the hard times require strong men to protect the goods and services, or else everybody's smashing and grabbing. So the one guy, so then they look to, like in Rome, they look to the barbarians, quote unquote, that had way more order and masculinity, you know, even before Attila the Hun, you know, the Vandals, the Visigoths, Ostrogoths, all these people, like they were hired guns in a lot of ways to protect the gold. And so those guys had a much different view of life. And that's what you're going to see in the West as well. So you're going to see this wave of like, okay, there's no more food. People start getting starving, starting to get really frantic. And then a guy with a gun starts guarding it, and he's getting paid in bread. And he starts getting a little more brutal. He'll fucking pistol whip you if you try and get it. And then people start following along. And then Don Lemon doesn't really have as much to say anymore. And so then that vibe starts growing until you have the authoritarian right. And then that's when you'll see the government not mandate, but highly encourage giant families because they want soldiers, workers, builders, you know, and things get very masculine and very strong and tough. And then that makes a very easy life. And then that makes weak men. And then weak men bring in the hard times again that bring out this extreme masculinity over. It's the wheel and this guy keeps on turning. It's literally a swastika. And so right now we're in such a weak time where men can't even see a swastika. They go, oh my God. What do you think's going to happen? Right now we're hitting a critical point. The Bears are some of the strongest guys I've ever met. You go to bear meetups, it's like you're talking to people that actually keep the lights on. They're doing the jobs that allow people to flush their shit away from their house. When those people are that much of a minority, the top part of society, it wobbles and it falls. And it's happening right now. And it's like, I'm only telling you this because preparedness is really important. I'm not talking about getting tons of guns and freaking out, but it's the emotional and spiritual preparedness where you are going to see this change in not only in your life, but soon. Where it's like the valuable man is the one who can cut down a tree, who can dig a ditch, who can protect the bread line. All the other men have no value. They're called useless eaters, and many times they're genocided. And so that's what you're seeing. All right, I'm getting intense. I'll play one more song and then I'm out of here. I've lived in Calgary since birth. The state's going downhill. Luckily, there's a so-called bear community. Yeah, and the state will still be there. The state, the Laguna Beach and the Santa Monica Mountains and the Redwoods, they're still going to be there. These are cycles of men. These are cycles of weak men. And so you'll watch it happen. You keep doing those bear meetups. You keep eating that honey and homemade bread where everyone else is begging for fucking soy peas and shit. And not even they won't even give them the strength to work properly. And then when the fiat runs out, what do? And you're seeing it. It's happening right now. And I'm not trying to yell or be intense, but like that hard times brings in the need for the strong men. Do you think people are going to be offended by a word? You think no, those are the guys that end up getting all the power. And those guys and they're not evil. They're not like evil guys. They're not like people capable of defending the breadlines and all that. They're usually moral. They can be brutal, but it's more of like masculine. It's men with a lot of children. It's men that believe in God. And those are the guys that will start taking over. And then you'll see a big change in society where, you know, the irony is guys like us will be like, it'll feel euphoric. Not like the violence or anything like that. It's not what I mean, but like to have government orders like they used to in the teens during World War I, have a victory garden, have as many kids as you can. If you have kids, you get a tax break. You know, it's like homosexuality was mocked. Being in debt was mocked. You were seen as weak. That's the future, and it's not if, it's when. It's 100% coming. So, you know, these screeching ghouls should probably start being a little nicer to people because poor doesn't mean immoral. Black doesn't mean immoral. All these things that people are scared of doesn't mean immoral. Like, a lot of these desperate people are not going to just want to hurt you or steal from you. Some will, but if you live a moral life and you have a good infrastructure, you'll be fine, absolutely fine. But the people that have done them wrong, there's going to be a real violence towards them, a bloodlust. Greenfields of France by flogging Molly. Hurt. I can play you Hurt. I'll play you Hurt by Johnny Cash. Oh, geez, I've missed a few days of live. I can't find any of the shoes. It's just a rollerblade lying around my house. Hilarious. It's the dude that will crush a gamma, taking the bread and the children type. Exactly. Pedophiles will be killed in the streets. Because it's like the children will be the most valuable thing because they need strong men to rebuild. Fact. Their AI fantasies are absolutely delusional. AI, what it does well is do managerial service things. Swaying of consciousness, booking your travel, touching touchpads to get you a fake burger or something. It's not real. And so when shit starts hitting the fan, you have imagine if you have all these like centrally controlled Elon Musk electric cars and the electric goes out for 5 days. It's going to be a joke to see your little smart car somewhere on the street and all the locks lock because they have to be centrally opened. Like real dystopian shit. It'll just be like a guy with a horse and a sword just becomes fucking the mayor. And by the way, I do bet pretty close to 1,000. So like, trust me, this is what's coming. Authoritarian left is like what you're witnessing now. It's breadlines and broke and insanity and inversion and grabble and all. Like what you're witnessing right now is that. I would go out and say Stalin was actually authoritarian right. Authoritarian left would be like Lenin, Trotsky, those type of guys, where they like the Tsar Nicholas II and Russia. Read Tolstoy's A Confession. It's like they were getting very corrupt and very weak. A lot of orgying and drugs and mysticism and just bullshit. And so it gets so weak that then you have the authoritarian left takes over, like Lenin, real bloodthirsty freaks, but they're grabblers. They infight, try to like take everyone's land, like just grabble. Then comes in the thug, which is Stalin, who worked under Lenin. Trotsky was supposed to get the position. Lenin had Trotsky stabbed in the back of the head with an ice pick in Mexico. Like we're talking about people that don't fuck around. And so that comes like, so then that wave comes in and then you get Khrushchev and those guys. And a lot of Russians say there was really good times in Russia during those times. I would actually consider them authoritarian right wing because they got super into the nuclear family, super into high birth rates, super into building industry, very anti-LGBT. That was Stalin Stalin was the transition point. And then you got, Khrushchev, Brezhnev, right up into Gorbachev. The Russians said that was a great time, that they really thought that was some of the best, some of the really good Russian history time. Like America was told that Khrushchev, Brezhnev, like everyone's starving and everything. Not at all. They were crushing. They were rebuilding. And then, of course, Boris Yeltsin, the grabber, you know, sold off a lot of their money for pennies on the dollar. And then came in Putin, who's more authoritarian right. America's in the weak man stage, but it's coming out of that. And I'm excited to see it. Don't be scared at all. Not at all, guys. Zero. Right now they're like, if you don't take a vaccine, you can't see Lil Kim in concert. You're going to see a time when people are literally gutting people like that. Publicly to show power. Not rooting for gutting Lil Kim. That's not what I'm saying. We will be the people in the countryside, just crushing, having farms, kids, crushing, learning skills. Just look at Russian history. Whole regions were not affected by Stalin. They were like, didn't matter. All that stuff, most of that history is all urban. It's all like urban and highly specific. Like America right now has more people in gulags than anywhere in the world. Like we have more prisoners per capita than anywhere in the world. Along with Putin, yeah, Putin's a good leader. I mean, underneath it all, he might have some grabble in him, but don't they all, you know? But overall, I think he's a really good leader. I think so is Xi or whatever in China. I think he's doing a good job. I think America is going to see this in the not so distant future. If you don't take the vaccine, you can't get your butt pumped at a laser light show concert. Dude, it's so bottom left corner. But we're already in the hard times. But the weak men, you know, I think that probably started in the 60s to like now, where it's like man buns and orgies and shit. And like, oh, well, I'm an existentialist and you know, Biden is crushing. I agree. Biden's crushing it. Can't get enough of that guy. 2 Chainz concert. Yeah. The world never changes. I mean, seeds will keep growing. Kids will keep being born. The sun keeps shining. Birds keep flapping around. It's, these are just the pitiful, like, cycles of men. What should I sing this one about? I can do a comedy version. Hit me in the chat. What should we, just give me lyrics and I'll just start riffing. Nothing new under the sun now. I stubbed my toe today to see if I need new shoes. I focused on the pain and then I blamed it on the Jews. I bought some Bitcoin too. It then dropped 20 points. I tried to squirt it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? Rogan's a human thumb. Everyone I know got the jab and then got pumped in the butt. The Jews can have it all. Their empire of squirt. I will feel so numb. I will stub my thumb. The fuck am I talking about? I'm eating soy dough. And then I stub my toe. They told me not to say the word kike, but I remember locking my bike. Where did I leave my bike? Right on my porch. So I got a pitchfork and a torch. No. If I could ride my bike, a blue dino, Tyrone would say he's sorry. I would stub my toe. The Jews, they are responsible, even though it was Tyrone. I don't know, that was complete nonsense. Stub my thumb is hilarious. I stubbed my thumb today. Trying to make some creme brulee. My pointer was okay, but now I'm feeling very gay. How do you stub your thumb? Am I that fucking dumb? You stub your toe, you know, not your thumb in Mexico. The Jew, he stubbed my thumb. I'm blaming it on the Jews, 'cause I wouldn't have stubbed my thumb if they didn't subvert my precious news. Don Lemon, he lied again. He's a lemon, a vicious, bitter fruit. I will let you down. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything that rhymes with fruit. That's called creme brulee. All right. I'm on this plane. I got to blow my nose so bad, and I got nothing to blow it on. And I know if I blow my nose and it looks really fucking crazy, that's just going to really haunt me for a long time. So, toot. Yeah, no, I can now rhyme it with fruit. I was just so in the moment. Get well soon, Smith fam. This was our first Thanksgiving hosting a table of bears. 8 hours of amazing conversations. God is so good. Grateful for all you do to build this community onward. Thank you, Atomic Bombshell. Keep doing that, guys. Real life bear meetups are the whole thing, dude. You know, as much as I love the super chats and, keep doing that too. I get it. The P.O. box, all that. Crushing, everybody's watching, sharing, all that. But number one is your meetups. Because, the more you guys have a real life community and you can actually... Okay, today we went to an estate sale. And Amy got a head-to-toe, epic fur jacket for $20 with, all kinds of shit. $20. It would have been, $700. Epic Idaho, fur. That type of shit is community-based. People want to pretend that the free market, quote-unquote, makes everything cheaper. It makes everything super expensive. We got a thermos for, $1. If you go to North 40, that would have been, $100. And I'm just talking about the economics of it. So if you have a community, you are going to value things differently. It's the opposite of what you're taught in economics class. One guy might be throwing some away that you were just about to buy. That will literally help your economic situation tremendously. And you also can help each other labor-wise. Where it's can you pick me up at the airport? Can you help me build my chicken coop? Guys, I'm telling you, atomizing people and keeping them and the number one thing is not feeling alone. Having these conversations, all that shit. Because, your mental health, your physical health is all based on your feeling of being part of a community, not being alone, not being exiled and isolated. So, guys, Bertari Times app, join it. Find bears in your area, meet up, have a great time, bring food, potlucks. It's fucking huge, dude. Huge. Because then you start being like, oh, maybe we could homeschool. I know Kathy and Deborah and Tina, they all want to too, so we could still have our jobs and just rotate. You don't have that ability unless you know more women. Your 1/8 nose is showing, BB. How dare you, Bravo Bear? All right. I had a great time tonight. I hope you guys did too. And if you missed the beginning, check out the Vonsmiths family band that we did. We played our first song together as a full family. It was Jack on the drums, Charlie was on the xylophone with his jazz hat, Walter and Mama Bear were on the violin, and it was, guys, legit heartwarming and epic. So check it out. Tina's annoying though. I hope she stays home. Yeah, Tina's staying home. All right, guys, I'll see you Monday. And thanks again for all the support. This is the biggest month we've ever had on Entropy, so fucking thank you. It was awesome. And the new documentary, Building Bertaria Part 2, is coming out soon. It'll be free to watch. And I hope you enjoy it. Love the occasional evening stream. Yeah, me too. I'm in a great mood. All right, be fruitful, multiply, don't be fruity and blow a guy.